Chris, welcome back to the program. We appreciate it.
Oh, guys, thanks for having me on and letting me whore my stuff. I appreciate it. You don't even know.
Anytime.
You know, this is the #1 show for whores. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah.
That's why you're on the list.
Exactly. Yeah, we would have been disappointed if you didn't whore out on our show.
Right.
You know.
And I'm just filling in for the whore in charge.
My comedy special is available at ChristopherTitus.com. If you order now, you'll be getting it before Christmas. There you go. The whoring is done. Now let's just start talking.
Well, actually, that's all the time we have for whoring. And so, coming up next, we've got the Bishop of the Archdiocese. No, we've waited a long time to have you back on the show, Chris, and obviously now with the angry pursuit of happiness. And by the way, Stephanie, is it just me, or is there a trend where they the comedians now, they have the sort of the dichotomy in their titles? You know, the shallow pursuit of deep meaning.
Right, yeah.
You know, the whatever. So why the angry pursuit of happiness, Chris?
What happened was that I got married. First of all, I went through the worst divorce ever over the last 8 years, and I met this great girl, and I got married again, and I'm extremely happy. And in my life, because my mom's mental illness, my dad's drinking, and you know, and the way I was raised, I when I'm happy, I know a lot of people when they get happy, they're just happy life is going well. I always know that tsunami is gathering offshore in my happiness waiting to destroy my life.
Sure.
So I started to realize that the happier I got, the more tense I got knowing something bad was going to happen, which is a horrible. I just analyzed myself, and I realized that I'm really a damaged human. And so I realized that I was always looking for happiness in kind of a pissed-off way. And then when I get it, I'm angrier. I'm even more angry.
You're angry that you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know something bad's about to happen. So I started to kind of write about that. And it's the best thing ever. There's like a 9-minute bit called Here's How Life Goes from Birth to Death, because we become this society, man. All we care about is buying crap. You know, it's like I want a new one, I want a better one, I want a shinier one. I mean, did your old iPhone suck? Did your old iPhone run on steam and kerosene? Is that why you need to fix? Is that why? So I started kind of writing about that, and it just ended up being great, you know. And there's a bit called On the Children. I take on a lot of stuff with this one.
Wow.
It's my best I've ever done.
Well, we've always been big fans, whether your TV shows or your comedy specials, whatever it happens to be. We're here with Chris Titus, the new DVD that, as Chris so eloquently let us know about, can be pre-ordered just in time for the holidays. The Angry Pursuit of Happiness.
Seriously, how cathartic was that?
To write that show was
Yeah.
really good. And the On the Children bit, we did it. We filmed it in Santa Barbara, and they had that UCSB shooting last year. And there's a bit I did called On the Children, which is about. I just got the gun thing is bothering me. We shouldn't have 110 school shootings. There's a reason. We got to get. So I wrote this bit to kind of get everybody to wake up to it, and it's one of the best pieces I've ever written. At first I wrote an anti-gun bit. I wrote this bit that was like, guns are bad, and I read it and I was like, I want to vomit. And I thought, what would George Carlin do? And so I went all the way around the backside and I wrote this bit called On the Children, which I proved we can fix every problem in America by simply arming the children. No big deal. And people, when I first wrote it, people would just stare at me like, are you out of your mind? And then after about a month of doing it, I mean, I get the audience to chant On the Children. And I'm not going to give away the ending, but it's pretty funny.
We're here with Chris Titus. It's The Angry Pursuit of Happiness. He said it, so it must be true. His best work yet. By the way, I want to point out that if the DVD isn't enough for you and yours, Chris is coming to the Wealthy Theater in Grand Rapids on the 15th of next month. So we get to see him live.
That's exciting.
Right here in our own backyard, Chris.
And it's a new show I'm working on called Born with a Defect. I'm actually working on that now.
So wait a minute, you're not doing the Angry Pursuit of Happiness stuff. You're doing a show that's newer than that.
Yeah, well, you know, once I tape it, it's weird because, speaking of George Carlin, a friend of mine had. This is my 6th 90-minute comedy special. This show, Angry Pursuit of Happiness. If you go to ChristopherTitus.com, it's actually an hour and 50 minutes long. It's a full show.
Wow.
And a friend of mine had lunch with George Carlin a while back, and I was really mad at him. My buddy Neil. And he obviously before George Carlin died, and he goes, "I'm going to go have lunch with George Carlin." I was like, "I hate your guts! I can't believe you're having dinner with George Carlin or lunch with George Carlin." So he goes to lunch with George Carlin, and I said, when you get back, you call me, tell me how it went." And he calls me, and I go, "What happened?" And he goes, "It was the worst lunch I've ever had." And George Carlin sat across the table from Neil, and started going, you comics today, you guys do the same act for 9 or 10 years, you do the same jokes over. He goes, I'm writing a new show every 18 months, you guys suck. And he said a lot worse than that. And Neil just sat there and took it as basically George Carlin railing on comedians. And when I heard this story, I remember thinking, oh, he's absolutely right. Our job is to write new material all the time. And if you look at guys, Bill Burr, Louis C.K., myself, we're all trying to write new shows all the time. So that's why I'll be doing brand new shows in Grand Rapids when I go out there.
Yeah.
And the new show's about my kids. They're born with a defect. Every child is born with a defect. It's our job to take that out of them.
All right.
Just to be clear, I love my kids because I hate jail.
It's a love-hate again. It's the dichotomy again.
Mm-hmm.
It's love-hate, it's angry, it's happy. It's Chris Titus, the new DVD, which will make a great stocking stuffer, The Angry Pursuit of Happiness, now available for pre-order or download. And make sure you get to see him at the Wealthy Theater in Grand Rapids coming up on January 15th. So, Chris, the other thing we always ask, I guess, you're quite, you're quite dynamic in that you do many different things. Is there new TV shows or anything? What else are you working on?
Well, I'm on a history show, Pornography, with the Pawn Stars. I'm doing that, and that's a job. But there's a movie we're working on next year called Special Unit that I wrote and I'm starring in. But basically the premise is, due to the Fairness and Disabilities Act, the LAPD has to hire 4 handicapped undercover detectives. And I play Nick Nolte's mugshot.
You know what? I didn't want to laugh when you were describing it because it would be insensitive, but I can't wait to see this movie.
I know, it's right up my address.
Wow.
It's when you explain it to people, they do 2 things. You can actually hear their orifices tighten up when you explain the movie. But the reality is, I have a lot of friends that are, Josh Blue's going to be in it, Brad Williams is going to be in it, Michael Arun, and these are comedians with disabilities. And the problem is that no one gives them a shot, man. People talk a lot about this. They say, oh, it's so great, they're special little heroes. Aren't they inspiring? But Hollywood won't give them a job. So I wrote this movie to give all my friends who have disabilities really funny parts of the movie. So it's the best thing. It's the best movie I've ever written, anyways.
Wow. Well, listen, man, you welcome back. We appreciate you coming back, and we can't wait to see you in Grand Rapids on January 15th. And the new special, The Angry Pursuit of Happiness. Download it now. Get the DVD pre-order. Get it just in time for the holidays. Chris Titus.
And Chris, come back and whore yourself out anytime.
Yes.
Yeah, you bet on it. Thanks, guys.
Whore. There, I just wanted to do that. All right. Thanks, Chris. See you, man.
I'll see you guys later.